I have Brenda helping me today. Hi, Brenda.
Hi, everybody.
So this is Jan from the Oklahoma City store of Be Sew In, and we have been talking about all things serger because it's National Serger Month. And today we are going to talk about the Euphoria. The Euphoria is a dedicated cover stitch machine. So there's no overlocking on this, so we're not serging the edges. We are stitching out into the field of the fabric. It looks very much like a serger, but it is not. So Brenda, why don't you come around onto this side so they can see it just a little bit better. It's on the same body shape as the Triumph, or the Ovation was the same size too. So it fits into the cabinet the same way as what we had showed you on the Triumph last week. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to thread this machine. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Can you see it real good?
I can see it.
Okay.
Great.
So I'm going to open up this door and I'm going to slide this part open. This says serging, that says threading, and we're going to bring that down, and when I turn the hand wheel, it locks that looper into place right down here. This one only has one looper, and that is because it's over here. So I've got my thread up here, and it kind of has a fancy way of doing it. You go in from the front, and then it goes down and back up and around underneath this hook, and then I have to have enough thread to get from here all the way down through here, and it has to land over there. On a cover stitch machine, this thread is basically doing what a bobbin thread would do on a sewing machine. So I'm going to hook that right down in there, and then it's going to disappear, and it's over there. You can't see it, can you? So
Hidden.
let me show you here. If I open this up, do you see that thread that's right in there? It piled up. So you can't really see it when it goes over there, but you just have to trust it's where it's supposed to be. Okay, now we need to thread our needles, and I've got 1, 2, 3 needle positions, but I'm only using 2. I've got the one on the left and the one on the right, so I'm going to get a nice wide stitch. So I'm not using this thread, I'm using 1 and 3. Okay, so I'm taking the needle 1 thread, and I'm going to snap it into place back here. I could hear it snap. It goes underneath this hook. I'm going to raise my presser foot up so that there's no tension on the thread. Goes up and around, and then I have 1, 2, 3 needle positions here. I need this to be in needle 1 because that's what this one is, all right? And so when I bring this down, you see how it engages around the needle? And then I'm going to put it right there, and it pulls the thread right through. And I'm going to do the 3rd needle, which is the right needle. And again, I'm going to snap it into place here. And again, it's going to go same thread path over here, behind the hook, but now I need to put this on 3. And it popped that right through the needle. So that's how easy it is to thread this machine. Pretty easy peasy, right?
Yes.
All right, then I put this back up to serging, close the doors, and I'm ready to stitch. Now what I want to show you that's wonderful about this machine is we can quilt on this. So we were talking last week about how we can use a serger as a quilting machine. Well, you can use a cover stitch as a quilting machine too. And so you can be as creative as you want to. If you want to just do straight lines, you can do straight lines. If you want to do curvy lines, you can do curvy lines. But because it has a nice deep throat, you can get pretty far into the fabric and be able to do the wonderful cover stitching as you're quilting rather than doing it on a sewing machine. So I'm going to just start right now with just doing a straight line. So you can see that was just doing a wide straight line. I could continue doing that if I wanted it to be real symmetrical and use that as a way to line it up. Gotta remember where my, so I could keep doing lines after line after line, and then if I wanted to come across it, it could almost give it like a plaid effect if I wanted to. Does that kind of make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if I wanted to go this way with it,
Nice way to finish, too.
and you can see if I kept going crisscrossing, I'm gonna get this plaid look. But you can also do curvy stitches. And if I want to do curvy stitches, I can just slow down a little bit, and then I'm going to just meander. I'm actually gonna come at this at an angle. So if I wanted it to look like a serpentine, but as you can see, I can quilt whatever I want to on it.
Nice.
The other fun thing is, maybe I don't want it to be the double line of stitching. And what I've done before is I've taken and I've used a variegated thread over here in that looper so that the back of it ends up being the part that I want to show. And it's just another way of adding some kind of variation to the different types of quilting you might want to do. So
Reversible.
again, a lot of times people don't think about using a cover stitch or a serger as a quilting machine, but as you can see, it was very easy just to take this quilt sandwich, and I could have done it in either a 1, 2, or 3 needles to get that. So I could have a single chain, a double chain where it's narrow to one side or the other, a triple chain with 3 needles, or in this case, we did the wide where there's no center needle. So it's a really fun way to be able to quilt quick and easy. I've done this with baby quilts. I think I've explained it before, where I've taken a charm pack, which is 42 squares that are 5 by 5 squares, and I've done 6 wide by 7 long, and I just serged them together and then layered my quilt sandwich, and I quilted it like in the ditch or meandered along, and I managed to make a baby quilt literally in about 30 minutes. It was pretty sweet.
Wow, that's amazing.
So if somebody calls you up and says, "Are you going to the baby shower?" Why, yes I am. I'm going to have a homemade gift for them as well. So that's kind of a fun thing to know about it, right? So the Euphoria is on sale because it is National Serger Month, and it kind of fits into that category. So if it's something that you're thinking that I have a serger but I'd like to add cover stitching, come into the store. We would love to have you sit down and play on this machine with us. Okay, now we're going to do something that we've been doing for the last few weeks. I don't know if you're aware of this, Brenda. It's called Foot of the Week.
Oh, I didn't know you had a foot
Okay,
of the
foot
week.
of the
What
week.
is your foot this week?
So the foot this week, we're back over here on the chorus. Last week we showed how to make a buttonhole. We also showed how to open your buttonhole so that you don't accidentally like rip through on the other side over here. But now we're going to show how to put on a button. A lot of times you think, if I'm putting on a button, I just have to sit there with a needle and thread and sew it on. Not true. You can actually put a button on, if it's a button with holes in it. If it's a shank button, you got to use a needle and thread. But if it has holes in it, you can use the M foot. So can you come over close where you can show that M foot? This is the M foot. See, again, it's another one of those feet that it's not named with a letter that makes any sense. I don't know why it's an M, but it is. And we're going to drop off the J foot, and it's a snap-on foot as well. So I'm going to just line that up over here.
Now, you can do decorative buttons with that too, can't you?
You can. So I've got that snapped into place. Now you see it has a little piece of metal right here. I'm going to put that where you can see better. Can you see that where it bends down a little bit? And there's 2 red dots. I'm going to take my button, and this one has 4 holes in it. So I do have to sew all 4 holes, but can only do 2 at a time. That makes sense, right? Okay. I'm going to put that so that it slides inside that. There's the metal part, and I'm going to slide it into place so that it lines up with those 2 red dots. Okay?
Okay.
And over here in the buttonhole category, if you scroll down, there's one right here. This is for a buttonhole. And really, it's just a bar tack going from side to side. So you're not having to do a zigzag stitch, and remember to set it at a 0 length so you don't accidentally cram your needle into your button, you can just go to the buttonhole. Now, the machine has no idea how far apart your holes are in your button. So you do take your hand wheel. Oh, I forgot to hit the needle threader button. Hold on. I was almost ready for you. I am going to take this and I'm going to say, okay, it's not quite in the right space. So I am going to raise my pressure foot up and move it forward just a little bit. And I can say, oh, it's so close to the edge there. I am going to narrow my width just a little bit. Narrow it just a little bit more. And it goes down here, and I'm going to go on the other side. Now, you don't have to sit there and hand do it. I just like to do the first two to make sure it doesn't actually hit the button. Again, I always tell you the things that I've done where I've broken my needles so that you know not to make the same mistakes I did. And now when I push on my foot pedal, it's going to, and then it tacks on one side, and then I'm going to cut, and it's like, well, that was fancy. Look, it did the whole buttonhole. And then I need to scoot it in just a little bit further to do the other one. And I'm going to make sure that it hits the holes just fine. Make it narrow again. That one goes down, that one goes down. Tack, tack, tack. Cut. And when I pull it forward, after I raise my pressure foot up, look, I sewed my button on.
And it'll stay.
And it is the perfect size for that buttonhole. The one that we made
Excellent.
last week. How nifty is that?
That's great.
So this week we did the M foot, which is the button fitting foot. Last week was the A foot, which was the buttonhole foot. So now you've learned another foot that comes with the majority of your machines. And if you're not sure how to do it and you want to come in and have us show you how, we're happy to help you with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to move to some information for you. Many of you have gotten the catalog in the mail. If you didn't get one in the mail, we have them here at the store for you. If we may not have your right address, we'd like to make sure we get that corrected, but we want to make sure that you're getting all of our information in the mail going forward. That this catalog is good through May 31st. We have so many wonderful things on sale in here. We have fabric bundles that come with machines. We have the option of doing free financing if that's what you'd like to do. Mother's Day is just around the corner and you want to get a jump on that and make sure that you're getting a Mother's Day gift for your sweet special mom and your family so that she has a wonderful machine to sew on. So if you're interested in the catalog, we either have them in the store or you can go to bsewin.com and it's a digital catalog. You can just flip through the pages on there.
Nice.
We also have going on in many of the stores the Floriani Total Embroidery Masterclass. It's only $39. Seats are filling up for that. So call your local store and find out what dates are going to be good for your store and make sure you get in that class before it's completely full and we don't have room. We want you to join us so that you can meet DJ and Debbie and learn all things Floriani software, stabilizer, thread, fun things like that. We also have the Firecrackers Quilt Floor Canvas class. That one's coming up in the Tulsa location. It is on June 7th or 8th. It's $149. It includes the kit. It's a one-day class from 9 to 4, so just make it a fun day trip to the Tulsa location. I promise you'll have a great time. It's one person to a machine. It's a hands-on sewing class. So sign up for that one. There is limited seating for that one as well. And then summer camp is filling up for the kiddos. Anybody that's ages 9 to 16, we really want them to learn the life skill of sewing. We have it at multiple stores. You can look it up online or you can call your local store and find out if it's going on in your location or one nearby you. And it is the camp fee of $299 where they get all the fabrics they need, a sewing kit with tools, a sewing machine at the end of the week. They make 3 projects, they learn how to sew, and they just have a blast doing it.
So much fun.
We cannot wait to have you join us for any one of these fun events or send people to us. As always, we love talking to you from all of our different stores. As you know, we have stores in Springfield, Fayetteville, Tulsa, Muskogee, Oklahoma City, and Humble, Texas. We can't wait to have you join us at our stores. Join us online. Find out what all the fun and buzz is about BSON. Thank you for joining us. Always remember to like, share, and comment. Tell your friends about all the fun we have going on. Thanks for joining us at New at 2. We'll talk to you again next week. Bye.